Hello dear friends, let's talk about problems of Opel Corsa E. With the Corsa E, there are no major quality problems, provided it is properly serviced. The oil change intervals recommended by Opel every 30,000 kilometers are slightly exaggerated, and you are advised to shorten them. Coil failure and ignition of 1.2 and 1.4 engines are a problem that is already known with its predecessor. Replacing the spark plugs in the prescribed interval every 60,000 kilometers definitely prolongs the life of the coils. Attention has been drawn to paint that is sensitive, but the same problem applies to many other new cars, not just those made by Opel. Among the typical drawbacks of the small Corsa is also the problem with the radio, especially those with a built-in Bluetooth module. Updating software does not always help worse. The problem of communication between radio and phone occurs even after the player is replaced under warranty. Fortunately for now, this is the only electronics breakdown of little Opel. Failure to observe engine oil change intervals causes damage to the timing chain tensioner. This problem often occurs on the Corsa D. Version 1.4 Turbo has problems with the intake manifold, in which the non-return valve was equalizing the pressure is damaged, the so-called red mushroom. As a result, the pressure in the intake manifold increases, the suction damage can occur. In addition, it happens that the valve cover is damaged. As our interlocutors emphasize, the Corsa E has already used a modernized intake manifold, in which the risk of valve failure is much lower, but it is worth being aware of. During the stop, it is also quite easy to check if the red mushroom is in the right place. To do that, simply disassemble the rubber hose for excess pressure in the intake manifold and cover it with the flashlight. When you see the red element there, everything is fine. There is replacement information in the warranty of 1.0 turbo engine for loss of compression on the third cylinder, though when using the engine, it is worth considering the quality of the lubricant and regular replacement. 1.3 CDTI diesel. Two power versions, 75 and 90 horsepower. The other with two types in gearboxes and different maximum torque, is unfortunately a much higher risk than the simple gasoline engines used in the Corsa E. These engines are not rated badly, but their costs repairs are obviously larger than with the simple gasoline units. The first cumbersome diesel components is the always serial DPF. 1.3 CDTI engines also have problems with the timing chain. Sometimes the turbine fails. EGR valve failures are also on the agenda. Fortunately, the prices of the diesel 1.3 components are not that high, as it is a popular engine available in many other models, and not just Opel. Tank vent. There are leaks in the tank vent. Fortunately, the repair costs are not too high. Timing chain tensioner. When the oil loses its properties, the timing chain tensioner may be damaged. It is best to replace the chain kit. Suspension issues. The suspension taken from its predecessor has a long life. Only after about 1,000 kilometers are the power blocks destroyed. The steering axle joint may break during driving, resulting in loss of steering control. The recall applies to vehicles manufactured between February 6, 2014 and September 23, 2014. Cracks in the steering rack can cause cracks and thus malfunction in the steering wheel. The recall applies to vehicles manufactured between October 2014 and January 2015. Due to the wrong mixing ratio of the primary ignition chemicals in the gas generators, the airbag may not activate in the event of an accident. Revoked Adam, Astra, Corsa, Insignia, Meriva, Mocha, and Zafira models manufactured in 2016. The parking brake lock mechanism can be released. Vehicles with manual transmission can be rolled out in the event that the gearbox is not loaded while parked on a slope. The recall applies to vehicles manufactured in 2017. The secondary locking mechanism in the engine compartment may not work properly. If the primary engine compartment lock mechanism is not properly secured and the secondary mechanism does not operate, the cover may open while driving. The affected vehicles were manufactured in the period February-May 2018.
Don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you're the owner of this car, then share your experience. It will help others to choose a car. Goodbye.